have to yell it until you get excited. Oh!
What's up?
All right.
Ladies.
I love the internet. Welcome to Unprofessional Movie Reviews. This is Mark, and that's Billy, and we're doing the movie Sully. It's Clint Eastwood's newest movie about the miracle on the Hudson. And if you were alive in 2009, you heard about this when it happened, because I certainly heard about this when it happened. Tom Hanks plays a guy named Sully, his last name's Sully. It's actually Sully Burger, but they just went with Sully instead of Burger, which would have been a much...
Sullenberger.
Whatever. All right, Sully's not even in it. Burger is. They should have called him Burger.
His first name is Chesley.
Chesley Burger. They should have just called him the Burger. But anyways, plane gets all messed up and it got land, and they landed in the Hudson River, and then we see it over and over again. That's what the movie's about. Clint Eastwood made it. Tom Hanks is in it, and other people.
Yeah.
Lots of character actors are in it.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Let's go on. Let's move on.
Positives.
All right. Positives. We're going to do positives and negatives, and then give you a tailorized review between 0 and 10. And let's do it. Starting with the positives. And my first one is cinematography. There's a couple shots that I really liked in it. One specific shot, he's just running, and there's like smoke coming off of something. And you see a shadow in the smoke.
Yeah.
It looked really pretty.
That's pretty cool.
It was pretty. There's a lot of random pretty moments. And they did a really good thing of just shots with not a lot of jumpy, but with not a lot of dialogue that would just build suspense off of the shots. And I thought that it was really well. Even though you probably see the crash like 4 times in this, the second time, I was still like, whoa! And it's because of the shots. And it's really, they got a lot of those just like, you're panning across the city and you don't even hear anything, and all of a sudden you just see a building, or a plane just switching between 2 buildings. You're like, wow! Those are good shots. And they could have done it less good. Yeah. Anyways, you got a positive?
Yeah, Aaron Eckhart. He's never been a positive for me in any movie I've ever seen.
I've always liked him.
I'm not a fan.
I don't think he's always been good, but he's charismatic as all hell. I think so.
He's alright.
But he's good in this?
Yeah.
I
liked him a lot.
You see Thank You for Smoking?
No.
Oh, maybe that's why.
Because I don't like Aaron Eckhart. So
I think it's because the first time I ever saw him was Thank You for Smoking, and I really liked that movie, and that's probably why I've always been on that bandwagon. But, yeah, he was pretty good in this. His mustache outshines him.
He kind of looks like Waluigi. It's mostly his nose.
Yeah, he's got a big nose and big mustache. Okay. Let's rock
performances.
Let's
continue the performances role. Laura Linney, seriously underused in this movie.
Extremely underused. I'm glad you said that.
But she's another good example of an actor who can take a lame part and then shine in it. So go Laura Linney. You're good.
Yeah, definitely. She literally, the only scene she's in is her being on the phone with him, and she still is good.
Yeah.
Literally, she's just on the phone.
Her ear. That's
it. You can't act with that, but she still does. And I even noticed, stuff when there was a call where he's like, all this stuff's going through her mind, and she's like, yeah, let me just talk to you. And I completely just bought, I saw 100 thoughts go through her head.
Yeah.
And that's acting, because I heard, all right, I got this to do, this to do, this to do, but I have to handle you because really, your mind is boggling right now.
It's really, really hard to talk on the phone, to pretend like you're talking on the phone, because there's nobody talking with you. And you can have your other actor talking behind the camera or something, so you can pretend.
Or into the phone or something.
But either way, there's a lot you have to make up in your imagination box.
And that's always been a pet peeve for me, especially TV shows and something that doesn't have the kind of caliber as these kind of movies, where when they talk on the phone and there's just like, no. And that's a huge pet peeve for me. Yeah, they're waiting, and then they're like, say my line, count to 3, say my line. And yeah, there's a lot of phone conversations here, and my pet peeve didn't ding. I didn't
There's
get my
a lot of radio conversations, too.
Yeah.
The same.
And the whole time I'm buying them. I forgot that I was watching a lot of this movie, which is very rare for me.
There's lots of good telecommunication in this movie.
We should have looked him up. The actor who played the airline controller, I thought was...
He was okay.
Well, I actually bought his second scene when he thought that everyone died.
Where he's sitting in the break room?
Yeah, like, I know, I like that scene where he's like, he'd already looked like we saw him 20 minutes after he just cried his eyes out. Like, that's what it looked like to me when they saw him. He's like, so everyone's dead, right? So we're gonna go get coffee? What? And they're like, you don't know, do you? I actually really like that scene. I thought that was good.
I didn't like it. I didn't, okay. Well, I don't want to wait till the negative, so I'm just going to talk about it now. There was a moment in that scene, and this is how it came off as disingenuous to me, is that the guy came in, he's like, hey, let's go do something else, and he's like, just got done crying his eyes out. He's sitting in the break room, and he goes, oh man, haven't you heard? I killed like 155 people. They died in the Hudson. Didn't you hear about it?
Can't wasn't that bad, but yeah,
like,
no, I get what you're saying.
It's sort of like plot point.
Yeah, all right. I get what you're saying, but yeah, I'm gonna move on. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. It did come up with it seemed like somebody had to bring up the crash once a scene.
Yeah.
And I think that's where that comes from. It's like, didn't you hear? The plot of the movie happened. And the problem with, actually, I consider it, this isn't a positive really, but this is just something I've noticed. There isn't a lot of exposition in this movie, and it's because it's about one small thing. And I think that's actually where they were free a lot for me.
208 seconds.
Yeah, it was about, the movie's about 208 seconds, and we see that 208 seconds multiple times from multiple different people, and then we see people simulated. And that's when it was getting old for me. The simulation scenes were just, I'm like, all right, we already saw these.
We're doing another one.
All right, okay.
4 simulations.
Yeah, the simulations, but up until the simulations, I was fine with them redoing the scenes. I actually was, because you do get to see, I did like seeing it from the other people's point of view. The passengers' point of views were probably my favorite.
I'm gonna interrupt you. That was going to be my next positive. The plot in this movie was an interesting way to develop it, because it wasn't in chronological order.
Not at all.
And it wasn't always flashbacks. It was sometimes, but not always. It was just presenting the information in the order that would be the easiest to process, or using like a web to bring up points of relevance so you could understand the events, how they happened in the perspective of the people they happened to.
Yep. And I think that's great. The flashbacks didn't seem like a gimmick. I never sighed, and I get that a lot, where it's like, and now you're going to find out what really happened. That never really happened. Right. And that is, we saw what really happened right away. And then the rest was just like, I wouldn't even think of like, hey, let's see the ferry workers' perspective. But that was still interesting. And then they went through all that. I thought it was a really good way to make a movie about 200 seconds without it being like, let's take care of it in the first hour and then we'll just talk about it. Mm. They did take care of it in the first 5 minutes, but they didn't only talk about it, but you then saw it, how it affected, I'm not going to say the whole New York, but how it affected everyone involved.
I like how you didn't get to see the whole event from start to finish until like 3/4 of the way through the movie.
Yeah.
Because you got to see what he was dealing with afterwards. All the questions
the first time, it flipped to the air traffic controller halfway through it, and then you just hear the air traffic controller handle it, and you don't actually see what's going on in the cockpit till third act.
Right.
Yeah. I got a question for you. What did you think of Tortured Hanks? Of the specific scenes where he's picturing what could have went wrong?
No, he's...
the
reason I didn't bring him up right away as my performance is because I expect great things from Tom Hanks.
No, that's not what I was bringing. No. I'm not talking about performance here. I'm talking about that as a thing that we are seeing. He literally is looking out the window and seeing a plane crash into a building. Did you think that was driving it home?
I was going to say
was
my negatives.
Oh, really? I actually like that we're diving into his mind to see what he was thinking constantly, because that kind of shit would just haunt
I would
you.
consider that type of shit as a dream sequence, and I hate third-person dream sequences.
Okay.
I hate them.
No, that's fair. They're lazy storytelling, but at the same time, it's never off his mind, and I like that they showed us that he can't even hear other people. This is all he's thinking about,
PTSD.
And he's not thinking about it's PTSD, and he's not thinking about how good of a job he did.
Yeah, but
he's thinking about failing.
They didn't need to do
it.
Again.
I loved it.
I know they did it at least 4 times.
At least 4 times.
They didn't need to do it that many times. The one time right at the beginning would have been
the one when the guy's trying to talk to him. I thought that
would have been good.
Yeah, that would have been.
Then it got overused. And
it did get overused. I'm gonna give you that. Do we have any more positives we can squeeze out, or you're gonna freak out? We have to go
Hanks.
Yeah, we don't have to talk. He's as good as ever, and he's now the male Meryl Streep. He's gonna get a nomination for this. He just is, because he's Tom Hanks, because he's Meryl Streep, and he made a movie. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't, in my opinion, bad. And I think that he's whether or not he deserves it, because I haven't seen any of the other movies, but just like he got one in Phillips, which he had a better performance in Captain Phillips, at least the last 2 minutes of Phillips. It's a better
character, though.
Yeah, it is a better character. And the problem, I feel like he was facing an uphill battle, because if Sullenberger had actually acted the way he did, where he was, stoic all the way, that'd be the worst character to play. If I was in a movie, it's you're stoic. No! I want to show emotion! I gotta act!
Harris' character was pretty stoic.
But he was still funny, too.
Right.
He was
he was funny, and
he was the color guy.
And he was, it wasn't that he was a flat, boring character, but he was stoic.
Mm-hmm.
There was a part I thought I was going to see him cry. Nope.
I thought I was going to see both of them.
Right?
Yeah. No. I'm surprised. All right. Now you can say go in the negatives, or you can talk about this. I feel like we're done with the positives. I have one more, so I'm going to bring up something. And if you consider it a positive, we can talk about it. If you consider it a negative, you can answer, go to negatives, and then we'll go to negatives. Ready? Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Not going to negatives? Just fine?
Yeah.
Fine directing? Fine directing by Clint Eastwood. I actually think when it comes to his body of work, this is in his positives. It wasn't Jersey Boys, and I didn't really like American Sniper. It wasn't as good as Gran Torino, but I like this more than American Sniper.
It wasn't as good as Flags of Our Fathers.
Or Letters to Eugene.
Right.
But I consider this in that camp opposed to the Jersey Boy camp.
I still haven't seen Jersey Boys.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't good. Okay, go to negatives.
The CGI was bad.
Mm-hmm. CGI was
really
bad.
I just watched a movie from 1999. Have you seen The Sixth Day?
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger. I just watched that, and this had CGI on par with that. So.
I don't know what's going on with this year in CGI.
Yeah, right.
X-Men Apocalypse started
Suicide Squad.
And then Suicide Squad had, freaking Mortal Kombat 2 freaking graphics, and now this has...
the Elder Gods from Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah, or worse. And then this had, subpar... And at least the explosion of the engines, I'll give you, but, the actual planes going...
Yeah.
Though it wasn't great, but I know that there's been worse.
There has been, but that's a given. I mean, there are people putting doodles in their movies lately.
But when it comes to practical effects, I really like the plane landing.
Yeah, the plane filling up with water.
Yeah, that was some good stuff. But yeah, when it comes to actually the computer-generated effects, I didn't like it so much. I did like a lot of the big, swooping, giant shots, but... It was because I wasn't paying attention to the airplane. I'm looking at the skyline, and yeah. What else you got?
The CGI is really the biggest thing, and I already talked about the flashbacks that I didn't like.
Dream sequences.
Yeah, the illustrations of the PTSD. I didn't like the cinematography, and I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
There's one shot that perfectly explains it.
Okay, I got one shot that I liked, and you got the one shot. All right.
They do one, quick zoom on, I think it's Laura Linney when she's talking. Or was it?
I don't even remember it. It didn't stick out to me.
I can't remember who it was, but there's a shot that's very similar to that shot in X-Men First Class when Rose Byrne is in the plane with the radio, and they're just about to launch the nukes or whatever at the island, and she's like, "Hello?" And the camera's, zooming in on her while she does it.
And they did
so
that?
Dramatic. Yeah, they did that
and they did Rose Byrne?
And it's so terrible. Also, Skylar White is in this movie, and she is never good.
She wasn't that bad.
She was bad.
Actually, I actually liked a lot of the supporting cast in this. But
that one comedian who was the main guy in the inquiry committee, the bald one.
Yeah.
I never remember his name.
No, I don't.
He was in according to Jim. No, because that's
no,
Jim
that's
Belushi.
somebody. Yeah, that's Jim Belushi.
Well, he had a show, and he was in a really big show that my parents watched on NBC. I can't remember what it was. Anyway,
he wasn't good.
There's
that's what you're saying?
No, he was fine. I was impressed with him. But their characters were like, we are gunning for you. We're not just doing our job. We're vindictive about it.
Now you brought up my negative.
Okay.
And that's my negative. Is what are they? There's a bunch of letters. NCRS. Whatever. The bad guys are mustache twirling villains.
Yeah.
Until the end. And I understand why you should do that, but then pull it off. Like, I understand you want to do that so we actually have a little bit of drama and something.
It can't be like, I'm listening to your evidence. Ha! Preposterous.
Yeah.
You're wrong. And then it turns into, we just heard your story firsthand.
You are an amazing human being.
You are God.
Yeah,
you are Jesus.
I
worship you.
That 180 flip bugged the shit out of me. And I'm okay with the way they reacted, because honestly, if I was sitting up there and I heard that, I was like, yeah, I can't believe we were even questioning you. This was amazing. But the fact that they went from mustache twirling villain to that, that's their job. They're not villains.
No.
They should have just been doing their job. And they should have been asking the exact same questions that they were asking without the personal.
Right.
Because it seemed like they were like, no, Mr. Sullenberger. There should have been like, so
but
this
even
and this.
Even in the mustache twirling villain scenes, they would like 180 switch to being genuinely like, we're just doing our jobs, thank you very much for coming in.
But seriously, where's the money?
It was complete. It made no sense. They would just become genuine and polite.
Which was fun.
Genuine, not like thank you for your time.
Yeah, not fake polite.
No, genuinely polite. Genuinely, we're just doing our jobs. So we have to figure out what's going on. But like being mustache twirling villains at the same time, it's dumb. It makes sense.
That was dumb, and that's why I'm not giving this higher. The reason I'm giving it as high as I am is because I so bought into the first and second act.
Yeah.
The first act started off like, okay, I'm in, and then it got a little slow, and then second act started. I think this has one of the strongest middles that I've seen in a movie in a long time, because it was all the crash from everybody's point of view, and I was on the edge of my seat. That whole... And then we got in the third act, and then the simulations happened, and then we saw it all over again, and then I was like, okay, but honestly, if you would have turned to me right after the second act and goes, what do you think? I would have been like, I don't know, 8.5. Like, I was up there, like, 8.5 out of 10. Boom. And then third act happened for me. And then, and then the other things, mustache twirling villain, all that other stuff. But I'm not giving it an 8.5. Trust me. But I'm giving it above 5. So, do we have anything else?
There's a plot point that they never really discuss, but there's a scene right towards the end of the movie where Laura Linney is for some reason packing up boxes, and they just didn't explain it, and that bothered me.
Yeah, she was packing up boxes. And another thing, they keep bringing up the him being a safety coordinator and things like that.
Yeah, right.
That seemed to like shoe in and never
really
paid off. Is she brings it up once, and then like right before they go, like right before they fly, the other guy's like, "So your dumb website," and I'm like, it's a fun conversation. But at the same time, now that I look back, I'm like, they never let that pull off. Like his second business never pulled off.
He's also a landowner and has a building that they can't get renters for. Mm-hmm. And like they're losing money on it.
And these are the things that are part of conversations that they never. And that's not a giant negative. That's just kind of weird.
Like stressors.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's do ratings. I gave this movie 4 out of 10 TVs in stereos because of a weird fucking scene
where 2 TVs get turned on at the same time and they're not synced.
Staggered audio, and it's weird.
One's slower than the other, but if you have 2 TVs...
Mom's in the kitchen, kids are in the living room, and she says, kids, turn on the TV, and she turns on the TV in the kitchen at the same time. Yeah. So they can both
to the exact same channel.
And the TV is, like, in her eye shot, so she could just see the TV they would turn on, so having to turn on both, I don't know.
It was dumb.
It doesn't make sense. And it made me laugh for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, he was laughing a lot. I liked this movie. 6.5 Hudson Rivers out of 10. See my Hudson Rivers?
Wrong shape, but...
What?
The Hudson's more squiggly than that.
I know, man. I did a study on Hudson Rivers, and that they're just way better. They're way
Might as
more
well just
squiggly.
drawn the red, and they would have gotten the idea.
Okay, that was it. I know what we should say. You guys should check out our American Sniper review from 2 years ago. I'm going to put that in the description.
I think you should watch our Ridiculous 6 review.
Yeah! That's actually... Everyone watched that. That has, like, one of our highest views. Yeah, nice. I'll put that in the thing, and then I'll put... Yeah.
You want to do any recommendations?
I just did the 2. Oh, like things to watch?
For other stuff. Things to watch. Things
Yeah. I'm watching Get Down right now. I'm only 2 episodes in, and it was fucking awesome. Or it is awesome. It's super good. The lead in Dope is in it, and I didn't know that until I looked it up, because it didn't look like he wasn't him at all. Like, that guy's actually pretty talented. I gotta learn his name. And then if you have HBO Now and you didn't watch the night of when it was coming out, watch it all right now.
You should try to find a DVD or something of Silence of the Lambs, because I just rewatched it, and I loved it again. Also, if you get a chance, look up the musical on YouTube, because it's hilarious.
The Silence of the Lambs musical?
Yes.
I didn't know that was actually a thing.
It's great.
You want to... I'm going to deep cut you here. Really deep cut you. There was a late 80s or early 90s, I think early 90s, preteen movie called Camp Nowhere. And in it, Christopher Lloyd plays a fired drama teacher, and he got fired for doing Silence of the Lambs the musical. That's a deep cut for you.
That's good.
Camp Nowhere, deep cut. I bought it at a gas station like 4 months ago. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!